Okay, we're back with our, I guess, part 5. This is the end of the 7th week that they've been working on our house. And just wanted to show some clips. This is, you can see where they're staging a lot of the equipment, like the materials and stuff here. And they have to carry all of this stuff over to the area where they're mixing up the concrete. In the last part, I talked about the delay they had in getting some of the couple extra pieces of steel sheeting that they needed. And this was after they had finally gotten that in and gotten things finished. And they were getting ready to pour the concrete for the roof deck. That little road there leads back in where a bunch of our relatives live. This right here is kind of up by the main road that goes by. And when you go back in the back there, there's some houses, a lot of our relatives. You can see they're dumping everything out there. And they start mixing. And this is how it all gets done. You're going to see a lot of hard manual labor once again in this video. As you can see, they're enjoying their work and smiling and smoking. A couple guys hanging out on the steps there, waiting for the excitement to begin. And there's definitely a lot of progress over the course of this last week. You know, getting the roof poured here. You'll see here in a little bit some video from up on top after that was done. And you'll notice how tall those columns are there on the bottom. That's where they have to fill a lot of that in. They're going to build that up. And later on, I'll show you some clips back inside there. You can see where back in the distance they've been working on some of the wall there. And had to pull out a lot of that lumber and stuff that they were using for the scaffolding support stuff earlier in the process. And there they go. Yeah, that roof from where they're standing down there, those, you're looking at probably, 8, 9, 10 meters up. They gotta take all that stuff up there, you can see why they're using so many people right now whenever they have to do that kind of stuff, because you have to just have a chain of people all the way up there. You can see like 7 or 8 people right there just to get it up to the roof level. Then you got to have people up there taking it over and dumping it. Some of these clips, I could have edited some of this out, but I wanted to just let you see exactly, what's involved in all of this. A long time ago, back in my mid-20s, I guess, I was working for a while with this friend of ours that we knew back up in Pittsburgh. He was a plasterer, and he did stuff like synthetic stucco, finishes for walls and stuff like that. And we were working on this job in Pittsburgh in the middle of the summer, and the wall of this building had a big curve to it, and so we were trying to straighten it out, flatten it out, and we had this flimsy little ladder going up, had a little flimsy piece of wood going across between 2 supports off of a couple of ladders that we were using for our scaffolding, and mixing up cement and stuff. Before we could do that stucco finish, we had to put more cement on the wall, and so we had the thing there mixing up cement, and I spent a lot of time carrying like 5-gallon buckets full of that stuff up and down that flimsy little ladder in the 95-degree heat or whatever it was that year. It was really hot, but that was some miserable work. It's not easy running all this stuff up and down all day. Guys are definitely working. But they definitely have their system down, know what's going on. So this is the way things are done over there for the most part. You may find some places, maybe more in some of the big cities, obviously if you're working on some kind of like a big commercial thing, where they're going to have more of the kind of stuff you're used to seeing here in America, with people with cement mixer trucks and everything, and hoses and pumping that stuff up on those higher levels. But this is just the way that things get done there for the most part. Here we are. I think this is like maybe the next day, because they finished that at night, and I guess this is the next day. Up on top, maybe the next day. It might have been even, a couple of days later. I'm not sure exactly when they filmed this. You can see that road in the background. There's where the stairs come up through, and they're going to put a little, little structure up around there on the roof. And looking back in behind, and here we have just some really heavy rain that had the one day. And I think this actually was while they were working, maybe that one day when they were doing the concrete up there, and they had to kind of cover stuff for a while and take a break, I think. At least they can get back in underneath that steel sheeting and stuff on the floors. And this here now is the beginning of the next phase after they got that all done. This is down in the bottom. You see all that wood, that the structure down in the bottom that's been there since they started, basically. That looks up all the way up through where the stairwell is, from what kind of like the living room area here. And all this wood is going to disappear now. You can see back in there, they're starting to take stuff down. It's very, very tall in there right now. My wife and I talked about how cool that would look if we actually had our living room and everything that tall, like 5-6 meters tall. But a lot of that is going to be getting filled in, which is a process they've already started on. But here you can see they're pulling out all that wood now. Hopefully we can find a good use for some of that. Like I say, maybe we might try and get a little structure built over on our other property of some sort. Though I don't know, I don't know that this stuff has been treated or anything, that what you might have to do to use it if you didn't want the notorious termites and stuff over there to eat it all up. But hopefully we'll find something useful to do with that. And here you can see what a difference it is now with all of that removed. Pretty cavernous interior. That right there is looking back at the church. Back there where that blue roof is. In that previous little clip, there's a little door that comes off the end of the kitchen to go outside. This is where they started dumping some dirt in there. Off to the right you can see where right there, I think, is where the one bathroom is going to be, or the CR on the first floor, I believe that's what that is there. But you can see definitely how tall that is, and you can see where the bottom of that one door is. That's going to be getting filled in, and you're going to see here very soon the work they have to do to get that done. Now, earlier this week, when they finally managed to get the roof done, and they decided to get started on all this other, you can see they've got the places to bring through the plumbing and electrical. they had to try and find a truck. They had a place where they were able to get the dirt, gravel, whatever all they're using to fill in there um, underneath that first floor. But they had to find a truck, a dump truck, so they could get it over there. And they finally were able to get one from the municipality, which I guess this is actually right now, this is Sunday evening as I'm recording this voiceover, and early Monday morning over there. Actually, right now it's 7 o'clock p.m. here. So they should be getting to work again 7 o'clock Monday morning over there. They still have to bring in more dirt. They couldn't use the truck over the weekend because there's nobody at the municipality to do anything, as far as letting them be able to get it. But they were able to get this truck from the municipality. I'm not sure exactly how that works, if it's just kind of like a community thing they can get, or what. But some of my wife's relatives work there in the municipal building doing different things, so they kind of know what's going on. They have, figure out ways to get some of this stuff. But they had to bring in the dirt and dump it there. And I guess they were talking about getting a wheelbarrow because they don't even have one of those right now. And once again, you're going to see where the hard work of people with buckets gets going. Usually here in America, you'll see where they'll prepare the site and they have all of that stuff filled in, before they ever even start working on any of the other structure. And here, doing things a bit differently, but they definitely seem to know what they're doing. And whatever their process is, obviously it works. But that's one of the reasons making these videos, not just to keep it for us, so that we can look back on it, but just for those who are interested in maybe doing things like this, maybe out in the provinces or over in Mindanao or something. And there we are. I think that once again is that bathroom area, I think. All that structure cleared out, starting to take this dirt in there. You can see where they've been building up the walls in certain areas. But it will be interesting to see what they manage to get done by the end of this week, because every week they get a lot of stuff done. They've been really making rapid progress. Not sure. See, here we go. Shoveling that dirt into buckets and carrying it inside. And that's the way it's done. I'm not sure exactly how far they'll get on that first floor this week, if they'll actually be pouring concrete this week, or if it's going to take a while to get that all leveled out like they want, and get it compacted down. It would be interesting to see if they actually do get a wheelbarrow here, to try and make things easier. Exactly how they would roll it in there, unless they have some kind of level boards and stuff to roll it across. I don't know what they're going to do, but you can see how deep that is there where they're planning to fill in. this here, I don't know if this, I think right here where they are right now is kind of like going to be, you know, ground level, where those guys are working in there, where I think that's the CR. So they're probably going to fill that in quite a lot. Back there is that church behind us. And you can see how much they're going to have to fill in. See how tall, you know, that first floor is compared to the second floor. And both those floors are basically supposed to be 3 meters tall. So that bottom floor, there's going to be a lot of stuff built in there to get it up and bring the ground level up to keep it from flooding and so forth. This is basically coming in from the front. That's where the CR is there on the first floor. And this right there is a little kind of like a lounge area. Actually, my wife and I were over in Winter Garden a while back, and we went to Foxtail Coffee, and there was a little lounge area there that we were thinking about maybe doing something kind of like that in that little corner up front there by the front door. But back there in that back area, to the left is where the dining area is going to be, and the right is the kitchen. And this is looking out back where the front door is. Okay, so right there, you know, looking again back out front. Right there, this area by the CR is going to be like a walk-in pantry. And that there is a door at the end of the kitchen counter that's going to go outside. So you can see that's supposed to be the basically floor level on the first floor. They've got a lot of stuff to fill in there. I don't know how quick they're going to get it done if it's all just, you know, people with buckets. But they still need to bring in a lot more of that dirt and gravel and stuff this week. So this is just a few more photos here to show what the current state of things is. What kind of progress has been made this week. And I'm sure now that it's the start of week 8 over there right now, that this new week will hold lots of progress too. Right here, that's from inside the church next door to us in the back of the house. And where the rear balcony is over the dirty kitchen. that's where it stands at the end of week 7.